Located in the Indian Ocean, Mauritius is considered a paradise island, with its ecology as diverse and beautiful as its population. The blue sea, the white sands, the green mountains, the rippling flow of the rivers, they all lure tourists to this paradise land. But Mauritius is not only sea and sand, it has a rich and long history of settlements, which resulted in a multi-ethnic society and culture. The root of the rainbow population in this country is testified by the tangible remains from history scattered all over this island. One of the prominent remains among them is the Moulin Poudre, situated at Pamplemousses, in the north of the island. Welcome to the powder mills of Mauritius at Pamplemousses, also known as Moulin Poudre. This place has shown the settlement of the French period at the beginning, where this space was for forges, and after it was used for gunpowder production. After that, there was the British period. In the present day, several of these remains are visible on this site. The remains of this site even consist of the beautiful buildings of the orphanage, but this, among other buildings of Moulin Poudre, is in a dire need of preservation. With this objective, in-depth archaeological research on this site started since 2015. Let us hear the conversation between the archaeologist Jeshri and Jeshta from our Heritage Foundation.
So, Jayashree, tell us about the significance of this site, please.
Well, this site is really important. I think it's one of the most intensively preserved archaeological sites in Mauritius. And it has a whole history since the early French period to up to now. The site has continuously been used. First, the forges, it was part of Forges de Mon Desir. Then the Moulin à Poudre was set up here because of the facilities. So after the explosion in Balaclava, the Moulin à Poudre was shifted from Balaclava to this site, and as from 1774, and it really had this extensive industrial area and also the habitation of the people working on this site. And at the point there was even 300 slaves working on this site. So it's really an intensive site with proper settlement of the labor and the industrial zone. And this site is not only significant for Mauritius but for the whole world, because Mauritius was the only French colony where as up to now, this is what we found, that where the only French colony where the gunpowder was being produced and slaves were involved in the gunpowder production. And as I told you, the site after the gunpowder production, when the site got taken over by the British, so it continued to be used as a prison for the political prisoners, then prison for the locals. Part of it later become the orphanage. The new buildings came up on the site. The leprosy hospital was here, and up to now on part of the site you still have the present hospital, and all this has been going on in an area of more than 100 hectares. So it's a huge site where you have evidence of all period, which is very much elaborated in the archaeological remains.
While Jeshri and her team are working tirelessly to preserve an important chapter in Mauritian history, some obstacles need to be overcome. Buildings are in a derelict state and need immediate conservation and restoration. And one of the most important factors in the preservation of this site is protecting from vandalism and theft. This site, with all its assets, can be turned into a welcoming spot for all Mauritians to understand and learn about history in an interesting and relaxing space, and it will also discourage further vandalism and destruction of the site. As a society, it is not just an opportunity, but our responsibility to preserve our heritage and present it for our future generations. It is our devoir de mémoire.